Hello, good morning all of you. Today we will start with a new lesson number 7, triangles. The word triangle itself you can see triangles. That means tri means three angles. Okay? So the definition of triangle I already written here. A closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. A closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. The meaning: line AB, line BC, line AC intersecting at the point A, B and C. So that it is a closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. So define a triangle. Define a triangle. One question is asking you first you put the definition of triangle and draw this diagram. You will get the full mark. Okay. A closed figure by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. So here triangles parts, which are the parts of a triangle. So we can able to write all the parts of the triangle. So first of all we can see the vertices. Which are the vertices? A, B and C are the vertices. A, B and C are the vertices. Now next one, three vertices are there. Now three angles. Which are the three angles? Angle A, angle B and angle C. This angle, a full name you can say. How to name an angle in the previous lecture also I explained and given. So how to name an angle? Suppose you want to name an angle A. See this one, this is angle A, we can able to mark here. So angle A. So one point you take from this arm and one point you take from this arm and the vertex. So whenever you are naming an angle A, you have to say either angle BAC, BAC. A came in the middle, no? Or you can name it as CAB. Clear? Angle BAC or angle CAB. So it is representing as, in short way, we can write as angle A. Similarly, next angle B. So angle B, how can name? Angle ABC. ABC, when I am naming, very clearly you can say that B is in the middle. Or you can name in the reverse way, CBA. Clear? So angle B. Now angle C name. Angle C. Angle C is named as angle ACB or angle BCA. Clear? So how many angles are there total? Three angles. Three vertices I said and three angles I said and now three sides. Okay, angles a full short name also can say. Here short name we can say because the angle is not splitted one. If splitted angle is coming, we have to name in full name. Otherwise no confusion will arise. So that here there is angles are not splitted. So correct angle. Angle A saying, angle A, BAC saying, only one single angle here. So angle A is same as angle BAC, angle B is same as angle ABC, angle C is same as angle ACB. Okay. A closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. In that one we said the parts. Three vertices I said already. Three angles said. Now three sides. Okay, which are the three sides you say? AB. AB is one side and BC is the next side and AC is the third side. So how many sides are there? Three sides. Very properly and deeply you study this lesson because many theorems and many riders we are going to learn from this chapter. Very lengthy lesson. Okay. Now see here. I written all the points here. A triangle has three sides, three angles and three vertices. Okay. So next point I written. A triangle is denoted by symbol. How can denote by symbol in this way? Small triangle draw, then ABC write. In this way, anyway, symbol if you are observing, what's the name here? Triangle ABC. Okay. Next point you see, AB, BC, C are the three sides. Angle A, angle B, angle C are the three angles. Clear? And A, B, C are the vertices. Okay. So once more you can go through the points here. You also say along with me. So what is the definition of a triangle? A closed figure formed by three intersecting lines is called a triangle. So how many parts are? Three vertices. Which are they? A, B and C. Three angles. Which are they? Angle A, angle B, angle C. And three sides. AB, BC and CA are the three sides. Clear now? Okay. Now we will we will explain adjacent sides and adjacent angles. So adjacent angle, these topics are not mentioned in your textbook, but it is important. You want to learn. So that is why I made separate notes for you. So here see adjacent sides. Which are the adjacent sides? A, B, B, C. See adjacent sides, actually definition not given. If you need, you can put the definition. What you can say? Adjacent sides mean two sides sharing a common vertex. See here, AB, AB and AC. What is the common vertex? A. So adjacent sides means two sides sharing a common vertex is called adjacent side. So which are the adjacent sides here? AB and AC one pair, I written here, and AB and BC is the second pair, and next one is BC and CA is the third pair. BC or AC. AC saying CA right saying no problems, both are same. Okay, so how many pairs of adjacent sides are there? Three pairs of adjacent sides. Adjacent sides means the sides which are nearby. Nearby sides we are calling as adjacent sides. So AB, AC one pair, AB, AC one pair, AB and BC second pair, BC and CA is the third pair. How many pairs of adjacent sides? Three pairs of adjacent sides. So what's the meaning of adjacent sides? Sides sharing a common vertex is called adjacent sides. Clear? Now adjacent angles. See here, angle A, angle B. So nearby angles, no? So angle A and angle B are adjacent angles. Angle B and angle C adjacent angles. Angle C and angle A are also adjacent angles. So how many pairs of adjacent angles? Three pairs of adjacent angles. Each angle's full name teacher already written in brackets. Clear? So now we are going to explain very important topic. What is meant by opposite angles, opposite sides, included angle and included sides. That are also not given in your textbook, but it is very important. See here. See. Opposite sides of angles. Opposite sides of angles. We are going to learn opposite sides of angles. See here. Opposite side of different angles. So here I drawn a diagram. Which a diagram drawn? Triangle PQR drawn. Which are the vertices of triangle PQR? Here you say P, Q and R are the vertices. Which are the angles? Angle A, angle P, angle Q and angle R. Which are the sides? PQ, QR and PR are the sides. Okay. So we can say opposite sides of angle P. See here. Here angle P, this is angle P, no? This is angle P. So when we are saying angle P, so this Q and R are not coming in angle P, no? So it's opposite side. So opposite side of angle P, what is coming? Opposite side of angle P is QR. So very easily we can say from the triangle PQR, no? P you skip, P skipping, what you will get? A Q and R. So QR, you can write easily. So when we are writing a triangle name PQR, how you are writing PQR? So opposite side of angle P saying angle P draw. Then remaining join. What is coming? Remaining which are the Q and R? Join them. QR. So what is the opposite side of angle P? QR. Similarly, what is the opposite side of angle Q? Opposite side of angle Q. This angle Q drop. Q vertex you drop. Remaining vertices join and say PR. Very easily can understand now. So opposite side of angle R. Opposite side of angle R saying angle R drop, then remaining vertices join and say PQ. So you got the opposite side of each angles. Similarly, I will give you an example for you now. Triangle XYZ, you draw in a paper. All of you take your notebook and draw in your paper. Triangle XYZ, draw. Triangle XYZ, draw. No. So teacher asking questions. Questions answers you write in your paper. What is the opposite side of angle X? Write down. You write the answers. Opposite side of angle X. What is the name of the triangle? Triangle XYZ. Opposite side of angle X, what will come? Say, so you write in your paper, then I will write the answer, you check there. What is the opposite side of angle X? YZ. You check your answer correct came. Now opposite side angle of angle Y, say opposite side of angle Y. So in Y drop, then remaining vertices join. What will come? XZ. Very good. And opposite side of angle Z, say Z you drop, then remaining vertices join. Say what will the answer? XY. So in this way you yourself draw and find out the opposite angles, opposite sides of angles. So opposite side of angle P written, opposite side of angle Q written, opposite side of angle R written. Okay students, clearly got now? Okay. Now we will write a included side of angles, included side of angles. So included side of angle understanding, you need the diagram. So here in the diagram itself I will say, see, included side of angles, included side of angles only written now, included side of angles. So see here, included side of angle P and angle Q. Included side of angle P and angle Q, when I am saying angle P, angle Q. Angle P and angle Q, when you are drawing, it's a common part is we are saying as included side. For example, angle P, I will show you, just you go to the point. Angle P, how naming? QPR. Yes, is it clear? QPR. So angle Q, how name? PQR. Which is the common part coming? PQ is the common part. Therefore, included side of angle P and angle Q. What's the included side of angle P and angle Q? Join these vertices PQ. Join the vertices. What will get a PQ? So what is the included side of angle P and angle Q? PQ. Similarly, what's the included side of angle Q and angle R? QR. Join QR. What's the included side of angle P and angle R? PR. But the correct meaning is what? Included side means the common side of both the angles, common arm of the both the angles. So once more I will repeat. Angle P, how to say? Angle QPR. Clear? So you recognize with the color, if you have color pen, you draw angle QPR with the blue color pen, you draw. QPR you draw. QPR you draw with the blue color. And then what is angle Q? Angle Q you mark with the red pen. PQR. Then very clearly you can understand which is the common portion coming? PQ. So what is the included side of angle P and angle Q? Common portion of angle P and angle Q. So common portion, what is coming? PQ. Same way you can able to draw angle Q. How can draw angle Q? PQR. How can name angle QRP? Angle QRP, which is the common portion? QR. So the common arm of the common side of the two angles we are calling as the included side. So included side of angle, once more repeat. In short, included side of angle P and angle Q is PQ. Included side of angle Q and angle R is QR. Included side of angle P and angle R is PR. Clear? Okay, that I written down, sir. See. Here, see, teacher written on all the points here. Okay? You understood now how it is getting? Okay, angle P and angle are saying angle P and angle R's common portion is PR. Angle Q and angle R saying angle Q and angle R's common portion is QR. Angle P and angle Q saying its common portion is PQ. Clear? Now we are going to learn opposite angle of sides. Previous both the cases what you said? Opposite side of angle P. Angles. Opposite sides of angles. Okay. And the included side of angles. Now we are going to say opposite angle of sides. Opposite angle of the sides. The diagram is there or not? See diagram. So diagram we can able to see from above. Okay, see the diagram. The previous diagram you just see opposite angle of side QR. Opposite angle of side QR. See here, this QR came now. Q and R drop. Then remaining which is coming P. So you can say opposite angle of side QR. Opposite angle of side QR. What is coming? P. From the vertices PQR, QR dropping, you will get a P. So opposite angle of side QR is equal to P. Similarly, opposite angle of side PR is Q. Similarly, opposite angle of side PQ is R. Clear? Okay, that also I written down. See. Opposite angle of side QR. What is from PQR, QR dropper, what is getting? P. So angle P, right? Opposite angle of PR. From the vertices PQR, PR dropper, remaining which vertex? Q. So angle Q. Opposite angle of PQ. So PQ drop from PQR. So what we will get? R. So we clearly got now opposite angle of the sides. Okay. These are very important topics in your textbook. Not mentioned it. That is why I written separate. Okay, next point, see, same, next point, included angle of the sides. Included angle of the sides. So here, included angle of the sides. So I taken two sides. Which are the two sides I taken? PQ and PR taken. So this PQ and PR together forming which angle? Angle P. So it is this angle P is formed in between PQ and PR. So this angle P is formed by which sides are PQ and PR. Therefore this angle we are calling as included angle. So in theorems we are all learning this included angle. We are going to learn different theorems. They are all these words mentioning over there. So included angle of PQ and PR. PQ and PR formed which angle? Which angle forming? P. So this angle P we are calling as the included angle of sides PQ and PR. This angle P is formed by which sides? PQ and PR. So included angle, understanding how common vertex you see here. Here which is the common vertex? P. So in that way you can able to identify it. Same way, included angle of the sides PQ and QR. What is the included angle of PQ and QR? Q. PQ and QR. Which is the common vertex here? Q. Okay. The next point, included angle of sides QR and PR. QR. This is QR and this is PR. So what is the common vertex there? R. Therefore included angle of the sides QR and PR is angle R. Therefore the common vertex is R. So now all of you got about opposite sides, opposite angles, included angle, included sides. These 4 points are very important for you. Okay? Clear? So different diagrams you draw, then you yourself find out. Then ask to me. Then I will correct and give you. Okay students? So we will go to the next topic. Now we are going to explain, this is your textbook PDF only. Now we are going to explain about congruent figures. What is meant by congruent figures? For example, here you can see there are two squares are there. What is there? Two squares. If one square, if you are keeping upon the other square, so both the squares are covering full portion, then we are calling these two figures are congruent. These figures, what you can say, congruent squares, congruent figures. So congruent figures means the size and the shape is same. size and the shape is same. Here why I am taking one circle and here why I am taking a square, we can't able to say it is congruent figures. So once more definition, listen. Two figures when will become congruent? The size and the shape is same. Size and shape both are same. That figures we are calling as congruent figures. In your textbook you see what is written. Placing. This is an activity given in your textbook. You can able to do at home also. Now very simply sitting at home now, so you can able to do these all activities. Placing one square on the other with the sides of the same measure. Same measure is must, I told you. So congruent figures means shape and size is same. So one square you keep on the other square. So both the squares are covering full portion. Then we can say congruent figures. Same way you can able to equilateral triangles take here. So one equilateral triangle with the same measure. So one equilateral triangle 3 centimeter, another equilateral triangle 4 centimeter taking not possible. With the same measures you are placing into one upon the other, then we can say they are also congruent figures. Clear? This is an activity you can do at home. Two circles you draw, cut out the circles, and one circle you put up on the other circle. Radius equal only take here. And here square also you take all the two squares you draw and cut out the portions. So with equal measures, then you keep one square upon the other square. So you can see that the squares are fully covering, so that it is congruent. One triangle also, equilateral triangle draw. So then you can see same measurement take. In such a way you can able to draw different activities, draw and see. Okay. Now next point. Here also another activity is given here. So here you can see here all squares are there. Can you say all the squares are congruent? No. You can see this size, its size and its size is same? No. Its size is same? No. Its size is same? No. But you can see first and fourth size is same. Almost same? No. Same, correct. Same only. Therefore what you can say, the first figure and the fourth figure are congruent. Okay. So I hope it is written in the textbook also. Figure, but the square of figure 3, fourth square is to the given figure. So one same, that it is already given. Second and third is not congruent to one another, but the fourth figure and first figure are congruent. So first and the fourth are congruent. Now we are going to discuss about the congruence of different triangles. What is meant by congruent triangle? What's the meaning of congruent triangle? So this chapter fully we are going to learn different theorems of triangles and different postulates, etc., etc. So very important chapter. Okay. See here. You can see different diagrams. You can see, you take your textbook also. Textbook, all the diagrams are there. See here. So here total how many diagrams are given? 5 diagrams are given. You closely watch these all 5 diagrams. So here same angles, same measurement marked with the same symbol. So here just we can consider figure number 1 and 2. Figure number 1 and 2 see. In figure number 1 and figure number 2, this angle A, angle P equal marked. Angle B and angle Q equal symbol, give same symbol mark now. So the meaning is that they are equal. Here angle C and angles are same symbol given now. Therefore what you can say, angle A and angle P are equal. Angle B and angle Q are equal. Angle C and angle R are equal. So therefore we can say that triangle ABC and triangle PQR are maybe congruent. Maybe no, it is congruent, but we can see. Now you can see angle A, if you are keeping upon angle P, or angle P you are keeping upon angle A, it is fully covering. Angle B and you are keeping upon angle Q, or angle Q you keep upon angle B, it is also fully covering. Angle C you keep upon angle R, or angle R you keep upon angle C, it also fully covering. Okay. Now listen. Okay. So same way, now you can see here AC how much centimeter given? AC is 4 centimeter and PR how much centimeter? 4 centimeter. So AC you keep upon PR, so that also will fully cover. Similarly, this PQ how much? 4.5 centimeter. No, this PQ you keep upon AB, that also fully it will cover. So that, and similarly this QR 5 centimeter, no, and BC 5 centimeter. So in such a way, this QR you are keeping upon BC, that also fully will cover. So very clearly you can able to say that which triangle congruent. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle ABC. I am saying, you very properly listen. A corresponding to which angle? P. So ABC congruent to P. Then B angle corresponding to B angle, which angle is equal here? Q. So PQR. Clear? So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Once more listen here. Angle A and angle P congruent, that is in the place of angle A and angle P only you write. So reverse writing it is not congruent. So then for example, this angle R you keep upon angle A, what will happen? It will not be equal, it will not cover. Okay, extra portion you can see outside, so it will not cover. So that triangle ABC is not congruent to triangle RQP. Okay, so here which one correct? Angle A and angle P are equal coming. Angle B and angle Q are equal coming. Angle C and angle R are equal coming. So AB equal to PQ coming. See here, AB how much? 4.5. PQ also how much? 4.5. And BC, ABC saying BC equal to QR. And AC equal to how much coming? PR. Clear? Therefore, what you can say? Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR can say. Clearly got no? So A, here P, here B, and here Q, and here C, and here R. Such a way only write, otherwise it is not congruent. So you may think that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, so we can able to write in any way, not possible. So here we same angle, corresponding angle, which are the same equal angles, you should mark in such a way. Angle ABC saying you write it is triangle P, in the place of A P write, in the place of B Q write, in the place of C R write. In such a way properly you try to make it clear. This congruent triangles properly you make it grip, then only you can able to do the sums. Okay, same way here also you can see. Here you see triangle ABC. Okay, A congruent to what is? F coming, and B congruent to what is coming? D coming. C congruent to what is coming? E coming. The sides also see, sides also same measurement only coming. FD how much coming? 4.5. So AB how much coming? 4.5. Okay, so BC how much came? 5 centimeter. Therefore D how much came? 5 centimeter. And AC how much? 4. Here FE how much came? 4. So how to name here? A, B, C. Triangle is congruent to triangle F. In the place of A, F only will come, because A and F are equal. So triangle ABC is congruent to F, D, E. Okay, got clear? Same way this one also you can say. Triangle ABC is congruent to what you can write? M, and here which angle? MRN. Okay, triangle ABC is congruent to MRN. Okay, but this is it congruent to any triangles? No, it is not congruent to any of the triangles. Clear now? So now we want to know about its corresponding. If two triangles are congruent, its corresponding angles, corresponding sides, you want to know perfect. That teacher will explain downside. See here. You all of you open your textbook and sit here. Then only if I am scrolling upside, you can able to see the diagram properly. See here. Triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. Why? If triangle ABC you are keeping upon triangle PQR with the correct vertices, they will cover properly. So that we can say triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. This is the symbol for congruent. This is the symbol for congruent. Triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. And triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. Then what will happen? Then the sides of triangle PQR fall on the corresponding equal sides of triangle ABC. So that the triangle we can, in the same way, angles also. I explained here. So correct sides will fall upon the other side. Then only we can say congruent. Angle A equal to angle P. Angle B equal to angle Q. Angle C equal to angle R. Same way AB 4.5 only coming. Here PQ also 4.5 coming. And BC 5 cm coming. QR 5 cm coming. So AC 4 coming. Therefore PR also or RP also how much coming? 4. So corresponding angles and corresponding sides are falling on the same sides only, so that we can say that this triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Clear, students? Very important topic. Okay, triangle PQR and triangle ABC, when we can say congruent, it's the sides, the corresponding sides and corresponding angles are covers properly, then only we can say they are congruent. These which are the points teacher underlined in the textbook, you should write in your class notebook also. Next point, see here, this also I explained. PQ covers AB, therefore corresponding side of PQ is AB. See here, same position, see, and corresponding side of QR is BC and corresponding side of PR is AC. Are you following now? PQ same position C AB, QR same position C BC, and PR same position C AC. So corresponding sides you got now. How finding out? Corresponding sides, how finding out? It's corresponding position C. PQ corresponding PQ and AB are the corresponding sides. QR and BC are the corresponding sides. Here PR and AC are the corresponding sides. Clear? So here these all points teacher explained and given. Okay. See here, this also I explained. This symbol means one-to-one correspondence. P corresponds to A only, Q corresponds to B only, R corresponds to C only. So I told you, in the place of P, A write, Q in the place of Q, B write, in the place of R, C write. Reverse writing, it will not be congruent, because angle P, suppose 30, angle A also 30 will come. So then angle Q 60 coming, how you can say angle P equal to angle Q can write? No. Therefore, it will correspond to the same angles only. Angle P corresponds to angle A, angle Q corresponding to angle B, angle R corresponds to angle C. One-to-one correspondence. It cannot able to correspond to any other angles. Not possible. Okay. So that here. So therefore the one-to-one correspondence. This one we are calling this one symbol name is correspondence. One-to-one correspondence between the vertices. So one-to-one correspondence is between the vertices is written here. P corresponds to A, Q corresponds to B only, R corresponds to C only. Therefore, how naming it is PQR. PQR. So same way A, B, C. It will come in the order. Okay. Therefore, here again written now, it will not be correct to write triangle QRP is congruent triangle ABC. Why? Because angle Q and angle A are not equal. Angle R and B are not equal. That is why it is not possible to write in any reverse way. Here only one-to-one correspondence only congruent. Which one? PQR is congruent to ABC. Clear? Its corresponding angles got now. Angle P, angle A, angle Q, angle B, angle R and angle C are the corresponding angles. Which are the corresponding sides? PQ, AB, QR, BC and PR, AC are the corresponding sides. Next point, see. Next is also same only. Here, this is the one-to-one correspondence. Teacher already given in the diagram, already explained. So triangle FD is congruent triangle ABC. Its corresponding parts is written. See here, FD same position. FD same position. What is written? AB. And DE what is written? BC. And FE what is written? C AC or CA. EF written. That is why they are written here CA. EF. So write from here CA. And its corresponding angles. F corresponds to A, D corresponds to B, and E corresponds to C. Therefore, in this way writing it is wrong, because D and A are not equal. Okay, that is why it is not correct written. Okay, so only one-to-one correspondence only congruent. So this is the one-to-one correspondent. So one triangle congruent anywhere you are observing, very easily you can say its corresponding angles and corresponding sides. Easily you can find out now. Corresponding angle, how finding out? Corresponding position. And corresponding side also recognized from the corresponding position of the sides. Clear? Okay. And here one word we are using throughout. What is the word? Congruent triangles, corresponding parts are always equal. If two triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are always equal. The meaning is that all the corresponding angles are equal and all the corresponding sides are also equal. For example, angle F is 30, angle A also 30. Angle D is 60, angle B also 60. Okay. Angle E is 90, angle C also 90. So sides also same. FD is 6 coming, surely AB will be 6. So you can able to ask and fill in the blanks. So question will give in this way. Triangle FD is congruent to triangle ABC. If FD is equal to 6 cm, AB is equal to dash. How can say? Because FD and AB are the corresponding part, no? Therefore they are equal. So if two triangles are congruent, its corresponding parts are always equal. Two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are always equal. Okay. So what is the short name? What is written? CPCT. CPCT, the word is we are using throughout this chapter. What is CPCT? Corresponding parts of congruent triangle. What is the word meaning? CPCT for corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So do you got the corresponding parts? So how to find out the corresponding parts? Corresponding position. Okay. If two triangles are congruent, its all corresponding sides and corresponding angles are always equal. If triangle FD is congruent to triangle ABC, suppose if angle F is equal to 30, then question will come, angle A is equal to dash. So what is angle A? 30. Because corresponding, these two triangles are congruent given. If it is congruent, its corresponding parts are always equal. Clear? Very important point in this one. Congruent triangles, corresponding parts are always equal. Clear? So what is CPCT? What's the word meaning CPCT? Corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay students, this much you study and come tomorrow, because this much properly knowing, then only I can able to explain the remaining part. This is a very lengthy lesson, at the same time very important lesson also. Okay, bye.